Croeso I bysgota Cymru. Welcome to Fishing in Wales. Well, welcome to Builth Wells, and we're actually today going to fish Builth and Grove Park Angling Association water. On the main river, they've got over 2 miles of single and double bank fishing, and also they've got a mile on the tributary, the Irvon. Going to go and tackle the main river first, but before we go in the water, I thought I'd show you how simple it really is to go river fishing. One, a rod. Now, in the past, I always used to carry 2 rods, carry one for dry fly and one to do all the other stuff. And you put it down, you walk away, then you've got to walk back, or you can stick it down your waders and you get stuck up in trees. So now I carry 1 rod. Down to the river, it's a 10 foot, but it's an 1 foot insert, so I can drop down to 9 foot. So for my French leader, for my check nymphing, for my wets, I'll use it at 10 foot. For my dry fly, I'll use it at 9 foot. Now, the biggest thing that I do, and it is so easy, it's a little tip, a little trick. When I walk down to the river, I've got the reel and line on, but no leader. Go down there, but all my setups are on these little discs. Simple and easy. So I've got a dry fly setup ready to go. I've got a New Zealand style ready to go. I've got my French leader ready to go. In the other ones, I've got my check nymphing leader as well. So all my leaders are prepared, do it the night before. When you go down to the water, have a look at the conditions and then decide, right, which method you're going to do. It's easy. Thread the line up the rod, 1 knot, take your leader off this, and you're on the rod, and you're ready to fish. So simple, easy, and conditions change. Put that leader back on the spool, and then rig up the next one. So, those in the backpack. What else do we need? Well, net, and if you're going to a new river and you're not familiar with the topography of the water, well, please take a wading staff. If you're walking around, it's a bit slippery, well, that 3rd anchor, you can also poke around if you can't see the bottom of the river, just for safety. And you get ones now that collapse down, put on your wading belt, and if you get into difficulty, pull it out, and then you can get yourself out of difficulty. Right, put this on. Out the way. And then lastly, what flies do you need? That's a nightmare. You can get thousands and thousands, but you can only fish 2 or 3 at the same time. So what I would suggest is if you've never done it before, get a nice selection of dry flies, get a nice selection of nymphs, and make sure you get jig flies as well. Show you a little bit about the jig fly. I've got one on the rod at the moment. What they do, they're designed to fish at the bottom of the lake, bottom of the river, and they trundle along the bottom of the river. That way you don't get hooked up in the vegetation, or you don't get hooked up in the rocks at the bottom, but the fly is down on the deck. So jig flies for the point and just normal gold-head nymphs for the dropper. Right, enough talking, let's go fishing. Right, if you've never fished a river before, where do you start? Well, you can start on flat water, so we call it a glide. If you do see fish rising, then that's easy, that's simple, put a dry on. But there's a cold wind today, haven't seen 1 fish rise, so I'm going to hunt for them. So using a French leader, now that sounds complicated to a lot of people. Basically, a simple French leader is just a long tapered leader. So for dry fly, you get a 9 foot tapered leader. A French leader can be 5, 8, 9, 10 meters, even 12 meters of nylon. What that means is you can actually pitch the fly. You're not casting them, you're pitching the fly into the current and it will be washed down where the flies land. If you were to use a fly line, the weight of the fly line drags the flies back across the current, so it doesn't look natural to the fish. So that's the advantage of a French leader. It's very similar to the old traditional way of check nymphing, where you used to roll the nymphs along the bottom, but just under the rod tip. Now with a French leader, that extends it. It means you do less wading, but it means you can cover a lot more water. So wherever the flies land, they go down with the current because you've got nothing dragging them back towards you. So it's a long tapered leader, and then we have an indicator. Now what I have is just about 4 inches of yellow, and then we've got beads, different coloured beads on them. You can buy them pre-made, or you can get different coloured nylons and make different knots up yourself. But those beads I like because different colours. There's orange, there's yellow, well, yellow, and there's black. So different light conditions, they stand out better. And then what you do is you just pitch them in, and you keep the rod 45 degrees going downriver. You mustn't drag the flies quicker than the current, but you lead the flies. And then if that indicator stops for a split second, you tighten into it. It's as simple as that. And be systematic, closer to the bank, middle, and other side of the current. So you're choosing a current, so you do edge of the current, middle of the current, the other side of the current, then take a step. Just keep on going, and the fish can be anywhere. If it's been really, really hot, as it has been for the last few weeks, well, the more oxygenated water tend to hold all the fish. As the water cools down, they tend to drop down to the slower waters. So the French leader allows you to attack all the pockets and attack them quickly. You've got to go and find the fish. So be systematic, close in first. When you're tending to fish a river, you get dragged into sort of fishing the other side of the river. Don't, the fish could be under your feet. So start close and work out. So we just drop it in and just keep all the nylon off the water. Any stop, then just strike. It could be the bottom of the river, or it could be a fish. There's no point saying, oh, was it? Is it a take? Was it a take? Just any little stop, actually strike. The other thing is, if you find, oh, I might have hooked the bottom, check the point fly. What you'll find is that the leader is pointing the wrong way, so you have to hold the fly and rotate the leader so the fly actually rides upside down again. And keep on going, keep on pitching, everyone going out a little bit, lead. The other thing is, with your point fly, that's the heavy one. If it's not trundling down with the current, that means the fly's too heavy. If it's just going down and stopping, then you have to go a little bit lighter. What you want to do is give the fish free offering, as if it's an insect being washed down with the current, and then the fish just come along and hopefully take your fly, thinking that it's a natural. Oh, come on, come back to me. Oh, good netting there, Mr. Morgan. Well, there we go. There we go. Oh, lively one as well. Calm down, calm down. Beautiful little grayling. Actually caught in water that most anglers would wade through. Let's get him back. There we go. Left him go to fight another day, and next time he'll be a little bit wiser and hopefully a little bit bigger. Nice grayling. Change of fly, change of luck. Okay, okay, you're going round me. God, nearly went through my legs. That's a better fish. Going a right merry dance. Come on. Come on. Beautiful grayling. About 3/4 of a pound on the French leader. And it forecast no rain today. But the fish don't care, they're wet already. Let's put him back to grow bigger. Off you go, mate. There we go. And I'm sorry to say, I had to resort. Nice little hairs here on the dropper, but a purple squirmy on the point. For some reason, the grayling love it. Right, on to the next one. Bit smaller. Come on, come back here. It's great to see small fish like that. It means healthier river, and it means that next year's and the year after's grayling will be bigger and bigger. So if you catch small fish, don't be disappointed. It just means that you're going to catch them bigger next time you come and the year after you come. So, and I'll give you one thing about the French leader. The great thing about it, it's a great way to start river fishing because there's no casting involved. You don't, I mean, okay, we're in an open space here, but if we were in a confined area and there's trees, you can do this and you don't have to cast, you're just lobbing it in. So it's a great way of getting people that have never river fished before to get into this sport. And also, it teaches you a little bit about the different currents. You can see slower current here, faster there. So it gets you into the mindset of a fish, where they like to sit. So to be honest, if I was teaching someone never river fished before, this would be the first method I'd put them on. And hopefully catch a few fish as well. There we go. So we fished up that run, changed the flies halfway up, caught a few fish, I'm working back down and getting a few more fish now. Oh, and I missed that one. Oh, that was my fault. On again. No, I just want to catch fish. Come on. Beautiful grayling. Off you go. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm having the time of my life. It's great, great fun. Here in Wales, to be honest with you, there are so many rivers. Builth here, we're literally 200 yards from where we parked the car. Just behind me there is the main town bridge. There's lorries going over. I don't care. the sound of that doesn't bother me. I'm in my own little world fishing this river, and whichever part of Wales you go to, you're very, very close to rivers. And the beautiful thing about the rivers here, they're all club-led. So voluntary clubs in each area run their stretch. They look after them. They actually, you know, they do access, there's parking bays, there's stiles put in by the clubs. And the day ticket price is, you know, 10, 15, up to £20. And for a day's fishing, that's really good value for money. So to all you still water guys, and I love my still water fishing, but there's nothing better than coming on a river. And every step you take is a different challenge. Now we're in fast water. 50 yards up there, there's a massive glide. I'll be changing tactics. So rather than chucking lures, get on a river and have some fun. Oh, here's a brownie. Oh, not the biggest, but beautiful wild brown trout from a Welsh river. I tell you what, it doesn't get any better than that. Go back, grow bigger, come back and see me after that, mate. Off you go, yes! Oh. With this method, not so much for trout, but definitely for grayling. When you're fishing a run, let it trundle down behind you. Now, just think that flies have been trundling along the bottom. Once the line goes tight, your flies are going to lift. So just after that lift, always give it a strike, just at the end. And what you'll find is the grayling will actually follow the fly as it's coming off the bottom of the river. They'll mouth it and drop it back. If you don't strike, you won't even feel the fish. First time it ever happens to you, you'll go strike, you're ready to cast, and suddenly there's a fish on it. So those bonus fish, just on every bottom of the drift, right at the end, just give it a little strike and then get back into casting it upstream again. Well, there you go, even pocket water, holes, bar of golds. Look at that, beautiful brownie. And I've heard of £6 ones coming out here. Never seen them. I've seen 3 or 4, but even catching small fish like that on light gear is great fun. There we go. Ooh, okay, take it easy. Okay, let's get him out of the current. Come on, come out of the current. He's wrapped. Come on. Oh, it's a grayling, and he's wrapped in it. Come on, up you come. I can't come to you, mate. You're going to have to come to me. Oh. Look at that, beautiful grayling. Just probably making a pound. Let's put him back. There he goes. Well, there you go. Whistle stop tour of fishing a river in Wales. Gorgeous scenery, fantastic fishing. So why not give the still waters a miss and try your hand at wonderful wild fishing on the rivers of Wales. See you again. Discover fishing in Wales.